Since we're on a good mood today, I noticed that. Since the future of our country is at stake in this presidential election, there was a lot of pressure for President Biden to deliver on his State of the Union last night. Watch.
If I were smart, I'd go home now. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win. And with all due respect, justices, women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you're right about. The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing. The issue facing our nation isn't how old we are. It's how old are our ideas.
So, pretty good, right? I thought he was fabulous. I pictured Trump just going nuts watching it, you know? What do you guys think?
Well, Trump was going nuts on Truth Social watching it. So I have to say,
did he melt down? Truth Social?
And then it finally came up and everything he was posting was like, well, I'm not even going to amplify it, but it was crazy. Objectively good night for Joe Biden. This was the first time that I felt like he could beat Donald Trump in November. Listen, the Trump camp did him a huge favor by setting expectations so low. They put out this ad the morning of that basically is like, he's going to keel over and die. So by not tipping over at the dais, he was already outperforming expectations. Right. But listen, in the first 3 minutes, he quoted Ronald Reagan and talked about aid to Ukraine. That was a direct olive branch to Nikki Haley voters who are feeling politically homeless and don't know where to go. The border, an extremely strong moment. I am so angry for what Republicans are doing to Senator Lankford, a conservative who got the job done, and they're blocking his bill. It's the number one issue for voters, is they care about border security, and Joe Biden was able to articulate, we had a plan for it, and you're blocking it.
Didn't Lankford nod his head?
And he said, that's true.
How long will he still be in Congress, do you think?
Well, one micro drama I'm keeping my eyes on, watching Mike Johnson, who never expected to be sitting there. I don't think Donald Trump's going to be happy with his performance. He nodded at times. He clapped at times. He even nodded during the conversation about Ukraine aid, which he's blocking.
He stood up. He stood up and clapped, and his face was
Trump
red
being
as a tomato.
very upset about it.
Yeah, but I thought he was so snarky.
Very snarky with those faces.
Yes, I needed him to kind of be edited out. But I do want to admit something I was wrong about yesterday. I talked about how annoying the clapping is, and it is voluminous.
You liked it, didn't you?
Well, I found myself clapping.
Okay.
And as I left up, I thought, I know when I am wrong and I will call it out. So I felt that, because for me, I need hope and inspiration. As someone who deals, I have to remind all the time, depression, anxiety. I don't need anyone else to tell me gloom and doom and we're one step from burning in hell, because I already feel that way some days. So I need a leader that will call me and say, step up. We can do this together.
Like Reagan, Morning in America.
Yeah, but the thing that I loved about him was his tone. And these are the things that always speak to me. There was that time when he talked about Republicans and their infrastructure and the money, and like, if you don't want it, you can just, you don't want it? Like, but kind of playfully when he jousted with Lindsey Graham, and Lindsey Graham laughed, when he quoted a Republican president, when he said at one point, Republican presidents and Democrats, he added, because when you can, I will trust you if you're able to look at yourself too. I don't believe in party all the time. So I felt that tone was great, but it was really the inspiration. He talked about America being an ideal that we're always working toward. We haven't arrived there, but it's also not carnage in hell. Like, we are in progress, and the intention was always there, but we can only...
Looking at what happened in the State of Union, when President Biden came and made a speech, and the women in the view all along, they try to give their own point of view about that particular speech. To them, basically, President Biden did a lot of, he did perfectly well. Even Farah that always said that, although she's a Republican, she always said that she's not sure President Biden can beat Donald Trump, because President Biden needs to come out more. He needs to be more visible for the people to see. He needs to talk more. The people need to know that he's not dementia as they're accusing him of. The people need to know that he's not old as a Republican. Although he's old, he's still capable of doing the although he's old, he's still capable of doing his role as a president. the way the Republicans are doing it now. So basically, according to the women in the view, they went ahead and said, according to Farah said that for the first time, she is very pleased with President Biden because he did perfectly well. He was able to, he did well. And this alone, she's sure, she's confident that President Biden can likely beat President Donald Trump 2024. Then when I start, President Biden did well as he spoke about his age. You know, the main problem people have been saying, he'll be 81. He's old. A man of 81 years old cannot do nothing. He's very weak. People have been giving their own opinion. Although that he has dementia, he's very old, he's a grandpa, he should go and sit home. But President Biden made a topic about his age. He wasn't shy away of it, so they were very happy. He said that although he's old, but his ideas are not old. So they cannot take his age and compare to his ideas. It's just age. Age is by number, but his ideas are still young. So he can do great things. They should not minimize him. So the women in the view, they're so happy about that because he keep talking about the future. According to Sony, that he keep talking about the future, which is very great, uncountable time. According to Sony also, she feel like if she's in her black church, because the black church is that one that when the preacher is on the pulpit, when you talk, you get a response from the crowd. So the crowd was really responding to what President Biden was saying, according to Sony. So she was very excited. They were happy that he talks about immigration, the borders, which one of the main big issue now happening. According to him, they have already passed, they have tried to work it out. But President Donald Trump, Republicans are the one holding it. Because Republicans, that they already made every policy, every issue to go on. But Republicans don't want that to, because they want that it should happen after the election. Because they are showing that they are, according to them, President Donald Trump will win. So President Donald Trump is going to take the glory. No, President Biden will take the glory. But President Biden, they were happy because according to Joe Behar, President Biden talked about that he's not coming here for revenge, for retribution for anyone. Americans are one, that they are not where they're supposed to be, but they are trying to get to where they have to be. You know, Mike Johnson was there, the Speaker of the House. Sony said he was not even sure that Mike Johnson was going to come. So all of them were surprised. According to Sarah, they could have just edited Mike Johnson out of it. So Mike Johnson too was clapping, shaking his head. So they are saying that he might have a problem with President Donald Trump for doing all that. They talk about President Biden raised up IVF, which is a good one. He raised up taxes for millionaires, which is too much. For millionaires to pay taxes also. He raised us on certain things. So the women in their views were very excited with what is happening. So they were excited. So what do you really think about this? Do you think that President Biden is going to be the perfect president for this election? Or do you think that it's President Donald Trump? Let me see your own opinion on the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please help subscribe and help share the video. God bless you.